Hello folks, I'm Dan. Today I'm going to work on access panels for the top of the wings. These are going to be the access panels that go over the top of the fuel senders. I'm going to mount my fuel senders in the top of the fuel tanks rather than sides. I'm going to have extended range tanks on, so I'll have 4 tanks. So I'm going to build 4 access panels for the top, and I'm just going to go through the process of how I do that. I'm going to start off by making a pattern to cut out the support that will go inside the wing skin. That'll be riveted on the inside of the wing skin on the top. Then there'll be a access cover that goes over the top. That's screwed on there with nut plates on the back of it. Here's my pattern that I've drawn out. It's got a 4-inch hole, access hole in the center of it, and outside dimensions are about 7 inches square with the corners around it. And then we've laid it out for rivets and nut plates all the way around, and we'll accommodate that all in the pattern. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to a thin piece of plywood with spray adhesive, and then we'll go ahead and cut that out and drill it in the drill press. Here I'm just smoothing up the outer edges of this back template here, just so it's smooth. We're going to go from here and drill the holes. I drilled these number 40 for Clecos, and I just drilled them all the way around. The only important part of these holes really is the 6 holes where the actual nut plates are going to attach. That inner circle, we want it to be symmetrical all the way around, and that way, no matter which way we put our access panel on, there's clearance for those screw holes all the way around. So I've actually taken, and I didn't really show it here on this video, but I went ahead and drilled 2 alignment pins for 1/4-inch dowels to hold the top and bottom of this pattern in alignment. It doesn't do anything to hold the alignment of the aluminum in there. That's done by the 2 index pins that are in the bottom portion of that pattern itself. But it does hold the 2 halves of the jig together so they stay in alignment. So when we run them around the router table, they're consistent all the way around. Alright, what we've done is we finished our template here, we've drilled it, and we've marked it. And I've taken the first piece of this jig and drilled it to match these 2 holes with an index mark. So this always will sit on just like that, and it sits down on the index holes just like that, so it can't move. Now to finish this part of the template, and I'm going to build 2 templates for this. I'm going to do one to do the outside shape, and then I'm going to do a second one just to route the holes. So this is the first. So I'll actually be routing out 4 different pieces that each two will clamp together. I'll put dowel pins on this one to index them. But for right now, I've got double-sided tape on the back of this. I'm going to go ahead and tape those up and put them together, and then we'll route the outside profile. And here we're just putting the fixture. It's aligned with the index pins and then held in place with double-sided tape. We're just going to route the outer contours so it matches that master template. And once we get that routed, we're going to go ahead and take another piece, bolt it together with it, and then we'll route the top portion of this fixture the same way. We installed 2 alignment pins and then a center hole down through this for a carriage bolt that's holding everything together, and that will pretty much take care of the whole fixture there. Okay, well, we've almost got the pattern done for the outside, or for the outer perimeter of this. And what I've done is I've taken and put a carriage bolt. I've countersunk it. This can ride on top of the router table with a flush trim bit along here. And this top part will come off, just like that. And the aluminum will be sandwiched in here. The only thing left for this, and I better mark this out before I lose track of it here. That's something like that. That's the way that will align. So we'll take that off, and we'll actually mark it over here too. That will index with the alignment mark there. And the only thing left for us to do is we take this off and reassemble this. And we have to mark our pinholes to countersink them through the top so there's clearance for them. And we we've got our marks right there. I will go and countersink those, just lightly drill those oversized. There's a 1/4 inch just to provide clearance for those. And then we'll cut out some blanks and see how it's going to work. We've installed alignment pins and we've just held it together with a couple of clamps, and we just go back and drill the rest of those number 40 holes throughout the rest of that fixture. Okay, now all the pilot holes are drilled through everything. We've got our 2 index pins. So now we'll pull the top part off, put the other half of the top on. We'll have to drill the 3 holes here out of 1/4 inch holes for the alignment pins and the lock bolt. Then we'll go and route the edges. Here we've got the aluminum sandwiched into the fixture, and all we're doing is routing the outside contour. This is basically all there is to it. We just have to run our router around the outer edge. You want to be careful and run it in the right direction so it doesn't grab a hold and try and fling everything back at you. And we just route the outer contour on this. It takes very little time once the tooling is built for these to get them actually made. Now we've already previously drilled all of our holes in the plate. We'll have to open up the bolt circle for the nut plates to go on so there's clearance for the screw to go through there. And then we'll also have to drill the holes for the nut plates themselves to install on, but that indexes up off of the hole that we've already done. Okay, well, let's open it up and see what we got. I've only got 2 layers of 16 thousandths aluminum in here. You could cut as many as you want. I only need 4 of these access covers for fuel gauges, so I'm not in a big hurry, and I don't know that, you know, once you get over probably 4 layers, why, then it's probably working the router a little bit more than you need to, and what's the rush? And there they are. There's the first 2. Now I'll make the fixture up to cut the hole out of the center, and we'll go through the same process.